Hello and welcome to Stillness Sundays. This is a new series I've started this month in order to have just a casual space to come together and take a few moments to find center and reflect on a few simple ideas that will help us to cultivate more joy in our daily lives. So today, I want to talk about how we can strengthen our ability to be happy. But before we dive into that, let's take a few moments to reset and find center. So I always like to take a minute to sit up, really plant my feet firmly into the ground, and just take a moment to turn my attention inward. So maybe you close down the eyes for a moment, but just bring your attention back to the breath. Just breathe. And today, I encourage you to try to breathe just a little more deeply with each cycle that you take. And as you do that, you draw your attention, your awareness, more fully into that breath. So at first, maybe that feels like, yep, still breathing. Okay, good. The breath's there. That's good. Good. Good to know that. I can feel that breath more fully now. Oh, yes, I draw my attention deeper into it. I close down the eyes. I become more fully aware of a sense of presence in that breath. Hey, there's a vibrant, energetic feel to it, a calming energy. And just rest into that for a moment. And as you continue to draw your attention just a little bit deeper into that, ask, is there anything else there beside the breath? Is there anything next to or behind it? How deeply can I sense this? I am so fully aware of the breath that I am aware of the space beside it. Just sit with that for a moment. And when you are ready, open your eyes and come back. Someone asked me this week why I so often talk about the breath. And it's obviously not just me. It's any meditation or yogic or mindfulness practice very often begins with the breath. And there is a clear reason for that. It's because the breath is the easiest gateway into our inner energy, that inner sense of stillness or peace or well-being that you'll often hear me talk about. It's not the only way to get there, but it's definitely the easiest. And I think that just by turning your attention within, giving your mind the job, so to speak, of focusing on the breath, allows you to relax a little more deeply and allow that inner sense of stillness and ease to come forward a little more fully. So as you take time to center, there's this sense of openness or stillness or well-being within you. And know that the goal is not necessarily to stop thinking as you tune into that space. It's to allow the thoughts to settle down. So if thoughts come, they come. We don't want to push against them. We don't want to resist them in any way. But we want to allow them to pass in a way that allows us to be more fully aware of the space that's behind them. That's why I said to ask, what is that sensation that is beside or behind the breath as you're moving through this practice? That will allow you to tune more fully into the space of stillness and ease. Because if you can find the sense of stillness, even if it's just for a few moments at a time, it gives you the ability to choose more deliberately the way that you want to feel. So you can move more clearly into a state of joy or peace or love or well-being or ease or whatever it is that you want to feel in that moment. But today we're going to focus on joy. So we can do this through gratitude, through appreciation, through focusing on things that are going well for us, or focusing on progress that we've made, using authentic affirmations or directed thoughts. There are a lot of options, but basically we can just talk ourselves into being happy, and we do that through choosing our thoughts deliberately. So that might sound something like, I have the ability to be happy. I do. I just do. Because it doesn't really matter what's going on in my life. It doesn't matter what anyone else says or does or what I have to put up with today. I have the ability to be happy. I have the ability to turn my focus within. This space is always here for me. It's just is. It's just always there. And I always have the ability to come back to it. Maybe I'm still practicing that, but maybe I'm still getting used to it. Maybe I'm still learning how to get there, and I'm not always that good at it, and that's okay. But I always have the ability to try. I always have the ability to turn within. I always have the ability to center if I choose to center. I have the ability to focus my thoughts. And I know that the more that I practice this, the better I will get at it. And I like that idea. I like that idea of getting better and better and better and better at choosing my thoughts. I like the idea of getting better and better at choosing my mood, of turning towards my own inner joy. I really like that idea. I really like that idea of getting so good at just turning towards my own inner joy that nothing else really matters to me. I like the idea of prioritizing it, of just knowing that I can prioritize it anytime that I choose, because I have the ability to be happy. I just do. Joy just is. It is there for me anytime I choose. So just rest into that space for a moment. Notice how it feels. And let me explain exactly what I just did there. Because basically, as I said, I just talked myself into feeling more joyful. I talked myself into being happier and raising my own energy. And you can do that as well. At first, it sounds a little redundant. It feels a little strange or silly when you start to try out this practice. And for some people, it feels inauthentic. It feels like you're trying to force it. But I encourage you to start with ideas that feel good to you, wherever you are in this moment. Start talking about how you feel and start generally pushing that into the direction of feeling a little bit more joyful. And you can do that just by repeating the thoughts in a way that, like I said, often sounds redundant, but you repeat them so firmly that they gradually just kind of draw you along this path into feeling a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. And if you start chaining those together, it becomes a really powerful process that you can use. And in just a few seconds, in just a minute or two, you can really start to raise your energy and start to feel, like I said, whatever it is that you choose, whether that's joy or love or peace or ease or excitement or passion, whatever state you want to do, you can move yourself there by choosing deliberate thoughts and chaining them together. If you can do this, if you can practice it a few times, then a few things will happen. Firstly, you will get better. It becomes easier to feel joyful, and that joy expands. So you don't just feel better now, but you start the process whereby you can feel even better and even better later. That doesn't mean that you never feel negative. It doesn't mean that you never have a negative thought or a problem that you have to face. It means that you stack the odds in your favor, so that when you do have to face whatever challenge it is, whatever negative thought comes passing through, you have a stronger ability to stay focused on the positive elements, to stay focused on your own inner joy. So first, you get better at it, and then you kind of become hooked on it. And I mean it in a good way. But what I mean is that you start to realize that prioritizing this inner joy is more important than worrying about whatever it is that you have to worry about. You can always worry about that later. But you have the ability now to take a minute or two to find center, to focus on your joy, to become happy. And it's okay to do that. Because over time, gradually, this will change the way you perceive the world around you. It will change your beliefs. And I'll tell you, this one really snuck up on me. Because I used to be a supremely logical person. I still am in a lot of ways. But I used to think if you can't prove it, it doesn't exist. And this really shifted my perspective to have a much stronger belief, just an overwhelming sensation that well-being is. It is always available. And even if my mind can't see how something is working out for me, if it can't see how something is serving me, I just now have this fundamental belief that it is. I know that all is always well with me. And I have proved this to myself over and over and over again, that if I can take the time to center, to focus on this inner space, to focus on my ability to prioritize joy and well-being, and get the logical mind out of the way. Now that's a big if sometimes. It can be hard to do that. But if I can do that, then I have proved to myself that everything will just work itself out. All really is well. But I can only do that because I have learned that when I prioritize my joy, it ripples out to create a positive impact in every area of my life. I don't just feel better. My work flows more easily. My marriage is stronger. I'm in better shape when I do this. All because I take the time to focus on that inner joy first, to deliberately choose thoughts that will allow me to be happy. It becomes a virtuous cycle, and all you really have to do is take time to find that space, to talk yourself in to your own inner joy and well-being, a little bit at a time, but do it over and over and over again. That's how you create that belief in well-being, to know that all is well with you. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you need help with any of the things that I've talked about today, I have a ton more strategies and techniques and guided exercises available on thejoywithin.org. And I also do take on a handful of coaching clients. But my main ask is that if you found this video helpful, please share it. I really think that we are in a time when we need to spread more joy in the world. We have a responsibility to ourselves and to everyone that we care about to be happy and to share that joy with others. So please take 2 seconds to send this video to a friend. Sending a link to someone else can really ripple out and have a tremendous positive impact in the world. At least that's what I believe. So thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for your presence here today. Know that I love you and I appreciate you wherever you are. And if you've enjoyed this, like I said, this is a new series, so leave a comment below. Let me know that you like this and I'll continue to make more like it. Thank you.